Because coconut demand is so high, Thai farmers have worked tirelessly to improve their harvesting methods to make the process faster and more efficient. And they succeeded. They created a truly unique solution, both ingenious and revolutionary, that is now transforming the coconut industry in Thailand. If you're curious about what this technique is, this video is made just for you. Let's explore the extraordinary harvesting method Thai farmers developed to boost speed and productivity. Few people know that coconut picking used to be one of the most dangerous jobs in Thailand. In the past, before modern tools existed, farmers had to cling to towering trees, sometimes more than 20 meters tall, climbing slowly under the scorching sun just to reach the top. Every move had to be precise, because a single slip could mean disaster. In some regions, farmers even trained monkeys to pick coconuts, but the results were not very efficient and the cost of training and keeping monkeys was high. Today, this practice is being phased out, partly due to animal welfare concerns, and farmers are moving toward new, more humane methods. Then came a modern harvesting breakthrough that changed the coconut industry in Thailand dramatically, a special cutting blade mounted on a long pole made of bamboo or ultralight alloys for easy handling. These poles can reach up to 15 meters in length, with a razor-sharp blade fixed at the top. Using this tool, farmers can simply stand at the base of the tree, maneuver the pole toward the coconuts, adjust the angle, and slice through the stems. Within seconds, entire clusters of coconuts drop to the ground or into nearby waterways where the trees are grown. With this innovation, a single farmer can harvest hundreds of coconuts in a single day, without dangerous climbing or monkey training. According to Thailand's Coconut Association, this method has significantly boosted productivity while reducing accidents to nearly zero. Today, most farmers in southern Thailand have switched to this modern practice. It's not just smallholder farmers. Large plantations across the country have also adopted this efficient method, helping solve labor shortages during peak harvest seasons. After nearly 2 decades, over 80% of southern Thai coconut farmers are now using this technique. By doing so, Thai farmers have not only secured a steady supply for domestic consumption but also maintained Thailand's position as one of the world's leading exporters of coconut-based products, competing directly with Indonesia and the Philippines. Once harvested, coconuts are quickly loaded onto boats and transported to nearby processing stations to ensure maximum freshness. Step inside a coconut processing plant, and what amazes everyone is the incredible speed and precision of the workers' hands. With razor-sharp cleavers, they strike with swift, decisive blows, peeling away the thick, fibrous husks in seconds. They skillfully chop the stems, strip the coarse fibers, split the hard shell, and instantly reveal the pure white flesh and refreshing coconut water inside. With practiced craftsmanship and finely honed tools, it takes only 8 to 10 seconds to process a single coconut. For coconuts destined for drinking or whole fruit export, this manual step is especially important to preserve both appearance and freshness. In just 1 hour, a skilled worker can clean hundreds of coconuts an impressive feat. After this initial step, the coconuts move on to modern conveyor lines for sorting by size and quality. Almost every part of the coconut has value. Perfect, intact fruits are packaged whole for export. Coconut water is filtered, sterilized, and canned as beverages ranging from affordable to premium. Coconut meat is shredded and dried for use in sweets, cosmetics, or pharmaceuticals. Even husks and core fibers, once thought to be waste, are repurposed into organic fertilizer or handicrafts for tourism. All of these processes, from husking to packaging, take place in HACCP and ISO-certified facilities. Thanks to this, Thai coconuts have become not only a local favorite but also a global export powerhouse, conquering markets in dozens of countries and becoming a key pillar of Thailand's agricultural economy. Beyond agriculture, coconuts are also deeply tied to Thai culture and tourism. The image of sipping fresh coconut juice on the beaches of Phuket or Krabi has become a signature experience for visitors. Meanwhile, the coconut industry generates billions of dollars each year and provides jobs for thousands across the nation. Coconuts in Thailand are a shining example of how a single crop can feed, sustain, beautify, and promote a country's image worldwide. From what was once a dangerous task, coconut harvesting in Thailand has been transformed, thanks to the creativity and ingenuity of hard-working farmers, into a process that is efficient, safe, and humane. Can you believe it? In the tranquil waterways of this region, locals are reaping profits from a remarkably unique method, combining coconut cultivation with fish farming, yielding substantial economic benefits. This isn't just an innovative idea, it's a practical model transforming lives day by day. So, how exactly is this method implemented, and how does it generate such impressive profits? Join us as we uncover all the details in today's video. This model is being applied in several provinces in Vietnam's Mekong Delta. Locals have cleverly transformed garden ditches into fish ponds while planting rows of coconut trees along both banks. Each day, they can tend to their orchards and raise fish efficiently within the same space. The ditches, originally used solely for garden drainage, have now become ideal spots for raising tilapia, catfish, or snakehead fish, depending on each household's conditions. The fish grow quickly in a clean environment, shaded by rows of coconut trees and regularly tended to. Without needing to invest in separate ponds, farmers can still harvest tons of fish per season. Additionally, the ditches situated between rows of coconut trees are less exposed to intense sunlight, keeping the water cool and reducing the risk of fish suffering from heat shock. The fish grow naturally without requiring much medication or growth-enhancing feed, significantly lowering costs. This innovative approach brings practical benefits in terms of investment costs and cultivation space for farmers. Coconut trees adapt well to hot climates and sandy soils, especially along ditch banks, producing fruit consistently year-round. Meanwhile, the shaded, cool water surface beneath the coconut canopy is ideal for raising fish like tilapia, giant gourmet, or snakehead, significantly reducing the land needed for farming. Beyond boosting economic efficiency, combining coconut cultivation with fish farming significantly reduces negative environmental impacts. Byproducts from coconut trees, such as old fronds, dried leaves, or straw, can be repurposed as organic fertilizer, promoting healthy tree growth without the need for chemical fertilizers. Meanwhile, the fish raised in the ditches help maintain water quality by controlling insects and algae, creating a closed-loop, eco-friendly ecosystem. Additionally, the ditches dug along the rows of coconut trees not only facilitate irrigation but also serve as fish ponds. The water in the ditches maintains stable moisture for the tree roots while providing a habitat for the fish. Meanwhile, fish waste and fallen leaves become natural nutrients for the soil. This combination maximizes space utilization, reduces labor, lowers operational costs, and generates dual income streams. Fish provide immediate profits, while coconuts yield long-term returns. Some households have also installed water pipe systems to channel water from the ditches to fish ponds or nearby rivers, ensuring a constant refresh of water flow. This keeps the fish healthy and less prone to disease while providing the coconut trees with consistent natural moisture. Together, these elements form a balanced, flexible, and sustainable agricultural ecosystem. Additionally, this model showcases clear convenience and scientific precision in its management. Thanks to the spacious ditch design, farmers can easily navigate by boat to perform daily tasks. Equipped with a small bucket or an automatic sprayer mounted on the boat, they can directly water each coconut tree along both banks. The neatly aligned coconut trees, with deep roots and lush green leaves, thrive thanks to the cool water from the fish-rearing environment. During the same trip, farmers can also monitor the condition of their fish, checking water color, clarity, and foam to assess the health of the pond. If needed, they can feed the fish while passing through. Thus, with a single boat trip, 3 tasks, watering trees, feeding fish, and inspecting the ditch, are completed efficiently and effortlessly. This seamless integration of tasks not only saves significant time and effort but also reduces labor costs. In the context of modern agriculture, which prioritizes efficiency and sustainability, this is a key factor making the coconut and fish ditch model a path to quick wealth. The success isn't just due to high output but also the smart, cost-effective approach that maximizes available resources. The coconut and fish farming model is no longer an experiment. It's paving the way for a smart, sustainable approach for farmers amid rising input costs. When nature and human ingenuity work together effectively, the results exceed expectations.
Did you know that every year, more than 62 million coconuts are harvested for food processing and coconut oil production? Of course, in this industrial process, a large amount of coconut shells will be discharged into the environment, causing problems with environmental pollution and greenhouse effects. Therefore, to limit these problems, local farming communities have taken advantage of coconut shells to produce household products or construction materials. So, how does the journey of each coconut after harvesting until it is processed into carpets? Let's explore with us. Coconuts have been used by humans for centuries as a source of food, drink, and oil, or for cosmetic purposes. Due to high demand, this tree is cultivated or grows naturally in 94 of the 284 countries and territories in the world, of which Vietnam is the 5th country in the world in terms of coconut export output, reaching nearly $1.1 billion in 2024. To date, Vietnamese coconuts have been exported to more than 40 countries in the world. Vietnam not only exports fresh coconuts, but also many products made from coconuts. The most typical are household products made from coconut fiber. Years ago, we could easily see tons of coconut fiber thrown away around processing plants or coconut farms. Unlike other fruit shells, coconut shells can take several years to decompose, so it can cause many environmental problems. To solve this situation and reduce waste, farmers have turned coconut shells into valuable products. A typical example is coconut fiber mats. Making coconut fiber into giant mats is quite popular in Bến Tre province, Vietnam. To create these products, processing factories will collect coconut shells and extract the coconut fiber. This process is usually done by soaking the coconut shells in water to soften them, followed by mechanical processes to separate the fibers from the rest of the coconut shell. Each step requires careful execution, otherwise the coconut fiber will be rough and lead to poor quality final products. The coconut fibers will then be twisted into coconut fiber rope. After having the large coconut fiber rope, people pull the rope to attach it to the frame before weaving it into a mat. Farmers use tools to reinforce the coconut fiber mat, making it stronger and more durable. This step seems simple, but it takes a lot of effort because the coconut fiber mat is quite heavy, so the craftsmen need to work together to get the most effective work. After that, each coconut fiber mat will be rolled up and sold to traders in the area. This is one of the export products from coconut trees in Bến Tre province. Making carpets from coconut fiber contributes to income for family members and many local households. In addition to producing coir mats, farmers in the area also produce a variety of coir products. Products such as egg trays, coir plant pots, and coir mattresses are also produced for consumption. Nowadays, household products made from coconut fiber are being sought after in many areas of the world, and annual production is also increasing. So, do you know why people like them so much? Coconut fiber is elastic and very durable. It also withstands high humidity, so it has very good weather resistance. Therefore, people use coconut fiber mats to cover floors or hallways and walkways to prevent moisture. In addition, coconut fiber is also fireproof, soundproof, heat insulating, and breathable, so it is very popular as an interior finishing material. It also has good anti-static properties, so it attracts less dust. Have you ever seen coir used as a building material? In Vietnam and India, coir mats are used on slopes, riverbanks, and roadsides to prevent soil erosion. They also help stabilize the soil, allowing vegetation to grow while protecting the soil from heavy rainfall. In order to produce such a variety of sustainable products, the structure of coconut fiber is also very different from many other plants. They contain a lot of potassium, a substance commonly found in organic fertilizers, so coconut fiber is produced into many products used in agriculture. Sometimes, coconut fiber is also used directly to grow plants or to raise earthworms or black soldier fly larvae to produce protein-rich feed for poultry.
In the vast expanse of the Himalayas, where the air is so thin that life itself seems almost impossible, there exist colossal, resilient yak cows with massive frames and thick, heavy fur. It's hard to believe that humans have managed to tame these wild, seemingly fierce creatures. Yet, this is exactly what Mr. Yang has done for many years. He cares for and raises these giant yaks. But how did he manage to domesticate and expand a herd of yaks on such a large scale for both survival and the preservation of traditional culture? Let's find out in today's video. The yak, also known as the Tibetan cow, is a unique livestock that plays an incredibly important role in the life, culture, and economy of the people living on the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau. Although the population of Tibet is only around 3 million people, the yak population numbers in the millions. This breed of cow seems born for the Himalayan region, with an impressive adult size that can reach up to 1,000 kilograms. Mr. Yang's farm houses more than 1,000 of these giant yaks, an astonishing figure indeed. Although the domesticated yak is generally known as a gentle animal that has a close bond with humans, it still poses a potential danger. With its natural instincts to fight and attack, along with its immense strength, a single misstep could result in a powerful blow that could break bones or even be fatal. Therefore, raising yaks, especially in large numbers like Mr. Yang's, is no easy task. At Mr. Yang's farm, he and his family spend each day herding the yaks on the mountain slopes and natural grasslands. With their wild instincts, they can forage for food and even find rare herbs. In this high-altitude region, according to Mr. Yang, the yaks are raised in a nomadic style, with pens being nothing more than a place to gather the herd temporarily and not fixed. In many areas, the pens primarily serve as shelters for the yaks at night or during bad weather, while the rest of the time, the yaks live outdoors. To optimize grazing and management of the herd, Mr. Yang's family typically divides the yaks into smaller groups based on gender, age, and physiological condition. This helps minimize conflicts between individuals, especially between males and females, while ensuring each group receives the proper care and attention. In the harsh winter, the migration of the yaks across the Himalayan range becomes an essential part of the nomadic life for Mr. Yang's family. This is the way to ensure a steady food supply for the yaks. Mr. Yang moves them down to the valleys and lower grasslands, where the snow melts faster and food is abundant. While yaks have an extraordinary ability to withstand the cold thanks to their thick fur, the extreme temperatures of up to -40 degrees Celsius and the harsh weather conditions in the mountains still pose a significant challenge for the herd. Therefore, moving to lower, more sheltered regions helps the yaks conserve energy, maintain their health, and avoid the risk of disease. For Mr. Yang, a life of constant movement is familiar, so migrating every winter is not a hardship. The real challenge for him, however, arises when the yaks fight each other. Yak battles are not random acts, they are manifestations of survival instincts and the establishment of hierarchy. These battles are truly explosive, with the massive creatures charging at each other with tremendous force. In such moments, Mr. Yang refrains from direct intervention, as it could result in him getting injured. Instead, he uses loud noises or long tools to separate the fighting yaks. Transporting yaks from the farms in the Himalayan mountains to slaughterhouses is a challenging process, completely different from transporting livestock in the plains. The treacherous terrain makes it nearly impossible to use large trucks for transporting the yaks. The harsh climate and limited technology further complicate the process, making transportation down the mountain a luxury. As a result, yaks are rarely transported to industrial slaughterhouses. Instead, they are slaughtered using traditional methods. In addition to their meat, yak milk is highly valued, providing a vital food source for the people of Tibet. Yak meat is an essential part of the cuisine of the Himalayan people, with many traditional dishes that are both delicious and highly nutritious. One of the most popular dishes is dried yak meat, similar to jerky, which is seasoned and naturally air-dried for long-term preservation. Not only a traditional food, yak meat is also a valuable source of nutrition. It is rich in protein and provides important micronutrients such as iron, zinc, vitamin B12, and a small amount of omega-3 fatty acids, helping people maintain the energy and health necessary to withstand the harsh living conditions. The story of Mr. Yang and his herd of yak is not just about taming an animal. It's a testament to the resilience of humans against the harsh forces of nature, a thread that tightly binds people, culture, and the environment. Each yak is not just a possession but an integral part of the culture, a companion that has stood by Mr. Yang and the people of the Himalayas, helping them craft a life full of meaning in the high, rugged terrain of the world. If you ever thought that growing vegetables required soil, sunlight, fertilizer, and the diligent hands of farmers, the farm we are about to introduce will completely change your mind. In the vast Queensland region of Australia, once famous for its sugarcane fields and cattle ranching, a futuristic agricultural model is quietly operating where vegetables are grown vertically, in closed spaces, by robots and artificial intelligence. This is Stacked Farm, one of the most modern automated vertical farms not only in Australia, but in the world. In an era where climate change, urbanization, and the global food crisis are becoming increasingly urgent, the vertical farming model has emerged as a revolutionary solution. And Stacked Farm is one of the pioneers of that trend. They not only grow vegetables without soil, but also without sunlight, without pesticides, and most amazingly, without human hands in the entire growing process. As soon as you step into the Stacked Farm complex, you will not see any gardeners tending the plants. Instead, a multi-level conveyor system moves vegetable trays. Robots are working continuously in a cold, clean space and controlled by an extremely intelligent AI brain. From seed selection, planting, growth monitoring, harvesting to packaging, all are done completely automatically. The vegetables here are grown in trays, without soil, but instead in a hydroponic nutrient environment that is controlled down to the drop. The light for photosynthesis does not come from the sun but from a specialized LED system with wavelengths designed specifically for each type of plant. Temperature, humidity, CO2, and light all are controlled by AI algorithms, monitoring every square centimeter of the plant. Each plant has its own growth profile. If a plant is growing slowly, the AI will immediately intervene, adjust the light, increase nutrients, or move the plant to a better location. The technology at Stacked Farm not only saves labor but also optimizes resources. They use 95% less water than traditional farming methods thanks to a closed water circulation system. All the water used to irrigate the plants is reused. Not a single drop is wasted. In addition, because the plants are grown in a completely closed environment, there are no insects, no pests, which means there is no need to use any pesticides or plant protection chemicals. This is the gold standard in clean vegetable production that the modern world is craving. A vegetable growing cycle at Stacked Farm lasts only 14 to 21 days, depending on the type of vegetable. During that time, the vegetables grow evenly, lushly green and achieve an amazing level of uniformity. When it is time to harvest, the robot will automatically cut the vegetables, put them into the packaging system and be ready to be transported immediately to the nearest supermarket, restaurant, or convenience store. This helps to minimize the time from farm to table, an important factor affecting the freshness and nutritional content of food. Not only does it bring outstanding production efficiency, stacked farms model also plays an important role in protecting the environment. By not using heavy machinery, not emitting greenhouse gases from chemical fertilizers, and not requiring long-distance transportation, they have significantly reduced carbon emissions compared to traditional agriculture. In addition, taking advantage of vertical space helps save land area. 1 hectare of vertical farming can be equivalent to the productivity of 10 hectares of outdoor farming. However, it is not without challenges. Stacked farm system requires a huge initial investment, from automation equipment, LED lights, sensors, to AI software and high-tech infrastructure. In addition, the entire model depends on a stable power system and high-speed internet, something that is not necessarily applicable in rural areas or developing countries. In addition, we also need to look at a humanistic aspect. When robots and technology increasingly replace humans in food production, what will happen to the traditional agricultural workforce? Will millions of farmers around the world have to adapt, retrain, or be left behind in the technology race? However, it cannot be denied that the stacked farm model is one of the most potential and practical solutions to the problem of food security in the future. As arable land becomes increasingly scarce, weather becomes more unpredictable and demand for clean food increases, automated vertical farming could be the answer. Australia is not alone in this race. Companies like Plenty and AeroFarms in the US, and Farm in Europe and Spread in Japan are also developing similar models. Can you believe it? There are farms in the US with impressive revenue, estimated to reach tens of millions of dollars each year, all from ostrich farming. An animal originally associated with the African deserts has now become the master of a multi-million-dollar industry in the land of the free. So, how have these farmers managed to generate such huge income? Join us as we step into the world of an ostrich farm, where American farmers are diligently caring for hundreds of these magnificent birds, to uncover the answer. Spanning across hundreds of hectares, the ostrich farm is scientifically designed with various sections, ranging from breeding, egg incubation to processing, all of which operate according to a logical and modern standard procedure. In the early morning, hundreds of ostriches are released from their enclosures and stride freely across the open fields. The ostrich breed raised in the U.S. is primarily the African ostrich, weighing between 100 to 150 kilograms. They have a significant advantage with their long, muscular legs, enabling them to run at speeds of up to 70 km/h faster than a slow-moving motorcycle. If well cared for, an ostrich can live for more than 40 years. Thanks to a comprehensive strategy that capitalizes on the meat, eggs, skin, feathers, and byproducts, along with professional management techniques, Ostrich Farm has reached annual revenues in the tens of millions of US dollars. It can be said that this is not just a simple agricultural model, but a true industry that generates immense value. When asked about the differences in ostrich care compared to other animals, the farm staff shared that these birds have a much simpler diet. Grass, grains, or vegetables, common and inexpensive foods, are enough to help an ostrich grow healthy and strong. However, with their wild instincts and a height that can reach up to 2.8 meters for male ostriches, the farmers at Ostrich Farm are forced to build sturdy fences strong enough to limit their movement. The ostrich's habit of moving quickly and nimbly makes controlling them a task that requires great patience. During the breeding season, typically from December of the previous year to August or September of the following year, the farmers must pay extra attention. Some ostriches experience difficulty while laying eggs, requiring farmers to assist by gently helping with the birth to ensure the eggs are laid smoothly without damage. The ostrich eggs are then stored at a stable temperature in specialized egg storage units before being transferred to the incubators, to prevent cracking or embryo damage. However, the economic benefits of raising ostriches are immense. On average, an ostrich can provide 30 to 50 kilograms of lean meat per year. This meat is highly valued by nutritionists for being rich in protein, low in cholesterol, and suitable for those on a diet. Despite their seemingly gentle appearance, there have been numerous occasions when the farmers at Ostrich Farm found themselves unexpectedly confronting these birds. In the wild, if an ostrich senses potential danger, its natural instinct for self-defense immediately kicks in. With legs as strong as steel, a single kick from an ostrich is powerful enough to take down the lion. Its claws, which can grow up to 10 centimeters long, can even inflict serious injuries on humans if they get too close. As a result, the farmers at Ostrich Farm undergo thorough training before they interact directly with the ostriches. The most important rule is to maintain a safe distance. They may use long sticks, shields, or auxiliary fences to guide the bird's movement when necessary. In cases where it is absolutely necessary to approach, they do so from behind or from the side, avoiding direct eye contact, as this could be interpreted as a provocative gesture by the bird. If an ostrich becomes panicked and attacks, the best course of action is to drop to the ground and protect the head, as ostriches typically do not tend to attack targets low to the ground. One of the most crucial stages in ostrich farming is egg laying and incubation. A mature female ostrich can lay between 40 to 100 eggs each year. Ostrich eggs are the largest among modern bird species, weighing between 1.2 to 1.8 kilograms, which is 20 times heavier than a chicken egg. With their strong instinct to protect their eggs, farmers must take safety precautions when collecting ostrich eggs. For example, they may install additional fencing to separate the parents, or wait until the birds leave to forage for food to collect the eggs. The eggs are then placed into modern industrial incubators, where temperature and humidity are carefully controlled to ensure a high hatch rate. Ostrich eggs are considered a valuable commodity, and can be sold for up to $50 per egg. Beyond breeding and consumption, they are used for various purposes, including as decorative items, in artistic carvings, and even for auction at special events. This is why ostrich eggs, whether they hatch or not, remain a highly marketable product. Not only focusing on breeding, ostrich farm also emphasizes the processing stage, which requires strict standards and high compliance. When the ostriches reach the appropriate market age, they are transported to USDA-approved slaughter facilities, where they are processed in a humane manner to minimize stress. The ostrich meat then goes through various stages, including separating the meat, skin, feathers, and internal organs, quality checks, and packaging. The entire process is closely monitored, with sterilized equipment and modern waste management systems, meeting the high standards required for export to demanding markets such as Europe and Japan. While the meat and eggs provide a steady income for American farmers, ostrich leather has become the goldmine of this industry. Ostrich leather is a premium material used in the production of luxury goods such as shoes, handbags, and high-end car interiors. A full hide can be worth up to $500. In particular, luxury brands like Prada and Hermes have used ostrich leather in their limited edition collections, significantly increasing its commercial value. The owner of Ostrich Farm himself has admitted that the revenue from ostrich leather has far exceeded their expectations, surpassing even the income from meat and eggs. In addition to breeding and processing, ostriches are also frequently the main attraction at cultural and entertainment events in the area. Ostrich Farm participates annually in ostrich racing competitions held at agricultural fairs or sports stadiums. Their goal for participating is not only to contribute to tourism revenue but also to promote their ostrich products. From processing, fashion, and cosmetics to tourism, American farmers, such as those at Ostrich Farm, have turned ostriches into a multi-million-dollar industry every year. Behind this dazzling success is a long journey of nurturing, care, risk management, and smart business strategies. Korea, a country with mainly mountainous terrain, harsh climate, and limited agricultural land area, seems to have difficulty in developing agriculture. However, it is these unfavorable natural conditions that are the driving force for this country to grow strongly by applying high technology to agricultural production. One of the typical examples of this innovation is the airhouse greenhouse model, which is creating a green revolution in modern agriculture in Korea. Unlike traditional greenhouses that are simply places to shelter from the rain and sun, airhouse is a combination of the most modern technologies, helping plants grow optimally in absolutely controlled environmental conditions. This is a combination of artificial intelligence, big data, environmental sensor systems, hydroponic aeroponic systems, and smart automation devices. Airhouse is no longer a simple greenhouse, but rather a living biological laboratory where plants are cared for with data, technology, and precise cultivation strategies down to the centimeter. Technically, the airhouse greenhouse is designed with a dense sensor system capable of measuring and monitoring almost all environmental factors, from air temperature, humidity, CO2 concentration, light intensity, to soil quality and plant growth status. All data is collected and sent to the automatic control center. Here, AI algorithms will analyze and give immediate adjustment instructions, such as turning on off the ventilation system, adjusting the misting machine, controlling the lighting system, or adding CO2 for better photosynthesis. Another highlight of the airhouse system is the smart irrigation and fertilization technology. Instead of watering the entire garden in the traditional way, Each plant is identified and provided with the exact amount of water and nutrients according to each growth stage. Advanced airhouses also apply a circulating hydroponic model, which helps reuse water after filtration, saving up to 80% of water compared to traditional farming. This system is not only cost-effective but also environmentally friendly, helping to minimize pollution and risks to the soil. In particular, some airhouse greenhouses are equipped with artificial lighting systems using specialized LED lights that can simulate sunlight according to the appropriate spectrum for each type of plant. Thanks to that, plants such as strawberries, tomatoes, and lettuce can flexibly adjust their flowering and fruiting times, shortening the growth cycle and significantly increasing productivity. Plants can wake up according to the biological rhythm set by humans, no longer completely dependent on nature. The effectiveness of the airhouse model is clearly demonstrated through specific numbers. According to the Korea Agricultural Research Institute, the yield of tomatoes grown in airhouse greenhouses can reach 40-50 kilograms m superscript 2 year, nearly 5 times higher than outdoor cultivation. Water usage is reduced by 70-80%, and the rate of damaged plants is only less than 5%, while the traditional model records a plant death rate of up to 25-30%. In addition, because of the closed environmental conditions, pest invasion is almost non-existent, leading to almost no need for pesticides or chemicals. Not only bringing economic efficiency, the airhouse model also opens up a new future for farming. Farmers are no longer just doing heavy manual labor but have become technology operators, knowing how to read charts, analyze data, adjust processes, and even use AI software to forecast productivity. A 4.0 farmer in Gangwon-do shared that he only needs 2 people to operate a 1,000 square meters greenhouse, something that previously required dozens of people to manage. From a social and sustainable perspective, airhouse offers many valuable solutions. In the context of a rapidly growing global population and increasingly severe climate change, creating weather-independent farming models that can be built anywhere from deserts, mountains to rooftops of buildings is the key to ensuring food security in the future. Seoul and major cities such as Incheon and Busan have now begun testing the urban smart farm model airhouse farms in the heart of the city, providing clean vegetables for residents while improving air quality and landscape. However, for airhouse to be able to be replicated and popularized, there are still many challenges. The biggest obstacle is the high initial investment cost, ranging from $100,000 to $200,000 for each 1,000 square meters greenhouse. In addition, operators need to be properly trained in techniques and technology, which not all farmers are willing to adapt to. The dependence on stable power sources and internet connections is also a factor to consider when deploying in remote areas. Fortunately, the Korean government has strong support policies to encourage people to switch to this model, from equipment funding, tax breaks, to skills training programs for young farmers. Provinces such as Jeollanam-do, Gyeongsangnam-do, and Chungcheongbuk-do are gradually becoming the country's smart agricultural development centers, with hundreds of airhouse greenhouses already built. With this model, Korea is not only self-sufficient in food, but also aims to export agricultural knowledge, becoming a model for countries with difficult geographical conditions such as Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or even Middle Eastern countries. In the future, when technology becomes cheaper and more popular, we can completely hope that each city will have its own airhouse, where people can grow crops, study and enjoy a more sustainable life. For a long time, the United States has been regarded as the beef empire of the world, where premium beef steaks have become a culinary icon. But behind those juicy, tender cuts of steak on the dining table lies a massive livestock system operating on a scale few can truly imagine. Each year, the U.S. beef industry raises and supplies more than 30 million beef cattle, accounting for nearly 20% of the world's total beef production. But what makes millions of people curious is this: how can one country raise and process such an enormous number of cattle? Let's dive into today's video to uncover the answer. Just imagine, inside a U.S. beef processing plant, the system can handle up to 400 cattle per hour. That means around 10,000 cattle processed in a single day. This overwhelming and shocking sight forces us to ask, how does the livestock industry manage to continuously raise, care for, and deliver more than 30 million cattle every year, sustaining such a massive supply chain? To find the answer, we need to trace their journey back to the beginning, the vast grasslands and sprawling ranches across America. When it comes to beef cattle farming in the U.S., people often picture vast ranches stretching endlessly toward the horizon. In reality, the U.S. has more than 600,000 cattle farms, ranging from small family operations to massive complexes. A prime example is King Ranch in Texas, one of the world's most famous ranches, covering over 3,300 square kilometers, nearly 1.5 times larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Here, cattle are initially allowed to graze freely on green pastures, feeding naturally to build a strong and healthy foundation. In the U.S., the combined feedlot, grazing model is the most common approach. On ranches, cattle are fed strictly regulated diets, 60–70% corn, with the rest being hay, soybean meal, and mineral supplements. Their rations are calculated down to the gram to maximize growth efficiency. On average, a cow gains 1.5 kilograms per day, and after just 4–6 months, they can reach 600–700 kilograms, ready to enter America's massive beef supply chain. At the same time, to reduce stress and support natural physical development, cattle are still released onto wide pastures. Currently, the U.S. has more than 600,000 grazing ranches across states like Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, and Montana, where endless prairies stretch as far as the eye can see. Once they reach the right weight, cattle are moved into feedlots for finishing before the next stage. Many modern farms even use electronic chip technology, allowing real-time tracking of each cow's health, diet, and weight. This ensures consistent productivity and meat quality to meet both domestic and global demand. Alongside this, each cow is fully vaccinated, undergoes regular health checks, and receives veterinary care under strict protocols. Once cattle pass quality checks, they are transported in specialized trucks to slaughter and processing facilities. Each truck can carry 30-40 cattle, and in the US, tens of thousands of these trips happen every single day. The USDA requires strict regulations. Cattle must have access to water, rest stops during transit, and cannot be overcrowded, not only to maintain stable meat quality but also to reduce animal stress. At the plants, the slaughter and processing process is carried out under strict supervision. From stunning and slaughtering to sorting, cutting, and packaging, everything must comply with rigorous hygiene and food safety standards. Every day, a single large facility can process 5,000, 10,000 cattle, contributing to the US's staggering production of over 12 million tons of beef annually. Thanks to this enormous breeding and processing system, the U.S. has become one of the world's leading beef exporters, with an annual export value of over $10 billion. American beef products are available in more than 100 countries, from supermarkets and restaurants to high-end steakhouses.